What's this? Self-image, self-confidence? Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. Okay. I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't want some more of it. For the past few years, I've been coming to terms with a diagnosis from over a decade ago. I was 11, and I didn't like the way my mom vaguely explained it to me, or I got the impression it was something embarrassing or shameful, as I didn't know anything about it, and I'd seen it portrayed in a negative light. With or without realizing, I began to mask. What is autistic masking? Basically, it's monitoring and shaping your own behavior to essentially fit in or appear normal. I was terrified that if people knew, I would be judged or ostracized. Probably because that's how I saw it portrayed or viewed around me. And in middle school, I struggled with friendship, was petrified of being perceived. My closest friends often teased me, and I felt even worse and more embarrassed about myself and how I expressed myself. And I especially developed masking skills in high school, observing the most sociable kids, popular kids, attempting to mirror their behavior and fitting in with that clique. And I wondered why I still felt that I did not belong anywhere. Wrestling with questions like, what's wrong with me? Why don't I fit in? Why do people like react the way they do to me? Obviously, like I was a kid. I was like a teen. It's already so hard to be perceived and judged, and then having that on top of it magnified it. When it came to social settings, I was very insecure and very depressed, and I was very self-aware, constantly monitoring the way I walked, the way I talked, the language I used, liking or at least knowing the relevant things, so I would be able to bond over those things, disregarding my own interests completely. I ended up doing that. So for too long, I completely overlooked my own needs, desires, whatnot, abandoned my need for regulation, abandoned myself completely, hoping that I would be accepted or that I would please others, my family, my peers. Hiding my true identity led to autistic burnout, depression, huge lack of motivation to get up each day and live. Life lacked purpose because I was totally disregarding what I found purpose in to mesh with other people. I don't know. So yeah, I struggled a lot with confidence, and I've been able to increase my self-confidence as I've been reconnecting with that self, my inner child, embracing traits that I'd been covering up for so long, getting away from people, unlearning that fear, overcoming that internalized ableism, accepting myself and seeing how people who love me and care about me, and they also accept me and embrace me. That's are non-judgmental. They always have been. My younger brother and my parents have always seen me unmasked from day zero. That's kind of where I was able to build from in my interactions with them. And being alone, I really found, rediscovered my favorite things, my hobbies and my interests. these people close to me, not the middle school friends, the people who have always stuck around, no matter how I act, organically, authentically. They proved my fears were not true. The authentic version of me is lovable, underneath the mask. The girl with the shutdowns, who panics and sits frozen, silent. The girl who giggles after every sentence. The girl who stumbles and trips. The girl who gets uncomfortable making eye contact and talking to people. The girl who has to stick to what's familiar every single day to feel safe. And oftentimes that's days when she doesn't leave her room. Autism is a spectrum. It's not the same for everyone. My journey looks different from others. I want it to be common knowledge. I don't know that it is, but it's not the same for everyone. I used to envy the autistic folks who embraced it without hesitation, who and grieved the years that I spent masking rather than embracing that part of me and finding pride in it. And with time, I eventually came to realize that I was loved. I am loved. My quirks, my passions, I'm not too much. My brain works differently. I can be proud of that fact. I possess cool and fun hobbies and talents. I have special interests which encourage my will to live. I know what works for me, and I know who supports that. I'm in a better place than I was the past decade, give or take. That's spooky, that fell. And I'm lucky to be in this place. I grieve the years I masked. I make up for it in oversleeping and being consumed in my hobbies. This is what works for me. It doesn't work for everyone. It's different for everyone. A big thing I'm thankful for is positive representation in the media over the years, including Quinny from Netflix's Heartbreak High. I saw myself in her. I saw her survive through her struggles. I saw her loved ones supporting her. I began to learn and understand more, and so did my family. And if I could talk to my 11-year-old, 16-year-old self, I would tell her that it does get better. And I want to share that message with other people who relate. If I could go back, I would choose myself. But of course you can't change the past. But yeah, that's what I've learned about self-confidence and embracing yourself, and everything that makes you unique in you. I used to try to be someone all the time, like I want to be like so and so from this show or whatever. I mean, that's another thing that a lot of autistic people relate to, but I would always be like, I'm dressing like this person, I'm doing makeup like this person, and my mom would say, just be yourself, which I kind of find funny now, and really emphasize being myself now instead of trying to be like other people. And I've decreased the amount of times I say it's giving this or that person, this person, because it's such a breath of fresh air when that fan turns off. Because yeah, but yeah, watching back my videos, I can see that part of me which I had to overcome cringing at myself. I still do to an extent. Because it's a long time coming of overcoming the internalized ableism and whatnot. That I forced myself to mask. And unmasking. And yeah, it's getting better all the time. And I'm gonna share that video of me dancing, spinning, running around in the rain, in the dark, and eating it, and by tripping in a pothole. This has been the most vulnerable video to date, and I'm sure there will be more. And yeah, I holding the mug kind of weird. See you next time.